All right, because my memory is basically garbage at this point. I have a really hard time remembering anything. Um, I'm just gonna play through your video and respond to stuff as it goes. I will tell you, like watching you play though, I mean, you were doing really well at that 160. So, um, yeah, let's start listening to stuff, and I'll respond when you ask and say certain things here. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Like, it was really good. Like, you were playing really well. So when you stopped, I was like, oh man, it was going so well. Yeah, I mean, it was going really well. That was all good.
Hi, John. I
Hello.
hope you're doing fine. Um, you probably wonder why I'm going to submit this blood ugly shit attempt. Okay, the story is the following. I think this might be my 30th attempt to do this. I started off with a video that was just plain awful. I think my main problem was that I only practiced with Guitar Pro, and yeah, it all fell apart when I just tried to use the metronome.
Um, I'll tell you this, like when it comes to that, like there is some people that I work with or have worked with. You just need it. You need to hear it, and maybe over time, eventually your ear will do really well without like you call it a handicap, a crutch, guide. We'll call it a guide. There's a much nicer way of saying it. Yeah, call it a guide. Um, but I'll tell you again, like what you were playing there at the beginning sounded really good. So you definitely had that. Well, let's continue.
Um, yeah, I'm going to submit what you saw at the beginning just to see. Okay, there's some progress there. I really can't play anymore because my hand is starting to cramp. I really overdid it this time. Yeah, if you don't mind, I would really like a second attempt at doing this because I had a lot of noises that I need to get out when I change strings.
So regarding that noises when you change strings, uh, I definitely did not hear that at all in what I just watched. So what you submitted, there was nothing wrong with how it sounded. I didn't hear any issues with unwanted noise changing strings, but maybe that was on the noise issues was a different thing, like before you sent that. But just so you know, again, what you sent in, like everything that you played at the beginning of the video sounded perfect. That was great.
So I think I need to redo this from the ground up and annoy and avoid those strings change noises. Yeah. So I really would like to redo this and do it right. Yeah, because I think it's important, and I still really struggle to get this the rhythm right with this. Yeah, I mean the first attempt was so god awful that I really wouldn't want to submit this. So yeah. So this is it. Um, Two questions. First of all, I mean this was meant as an exercise where I reach 160 BPM, and just practice to get the speed without any build up.
That's true.
Thing is, when I submit hopefully my second version, should I start with 160 if I'm confident that I can do it, or should I start with a maximum that I'm confident in, or should I start lower and build up to that?
Okay, so it's been a while since the last video, right? So I don't remember everything I said, but because 160 is on that file, when I do stuff like that, typically that means you have a goal of playing that dead cold at that tempo. So, tell you this, or we'll put it this way: if you can just play it at the 160 with zero warm up, that would be fantastic. Because when you can start off playing stuff at a fast tempo with zero warm up, that means your starting speed is higher. So remember, when we do this build up stuff, it's not just about going faster. It's not just about pushing the speed, but there's a lot to it. Because when you play stuff at 60, you're not pushing the speed. You're not pushing that at all. But you are training the ear to hear everything as it's supposed to be. Because it's a lot easier to hear 16th notes spaced at 60 beats per minute versus 160 versus 260, right? But then there's that physical aspect as you get faster that we want to access earlier and earlier. We don't want to have to build everything up all the time. So that's why, if you can start at 160 right away, then yes, do that. Because we don't want you to have to keep working everything up all the time. Because if you're always working it up, and you can never just start with a fast speed, you're not, that's going to be problematic in order to do fast music, right? So we build it up in order to make sure things are rhythmically correct. To make sure that the ear hears what we want it to. So this way, we're confident in what we're playing. And then eventually, we get to the point where we are pushing physically and mentally. Sometimes it's more mental, sometimes it's more physical. So if you can submit just the next time you do this video or do a video, if you can just start at the 160 and just bam, get it, do that. But if you can't, if you feel like you have to work it up, go ahead and work it up. I'm already thinking like what else we could try here. Because eventually we're going to be doing a more triplet based thing, getting that, the fretting hand going. I know we stopped doing the picking stuff a while ago, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe I sent you something to work on pushing this picking speed as well, and basically just kind of work on that when you can, because we kind of hit a wall with the picking, and it's like, all right, well, I believe you know what to do in order to push the picking further. So instead of just having the same outcome every week, let's just have you work on the picking on your own, and then we'll work on the left hand stuff instead. And that was a while ago too, so again, if I'm remembering wrong, tell me, please. So anyway, because like eventually what we're gonna do is like these groups of sixes. Well, hell, I'll just show you. Why not? It's like the idea is playing stuff where you get like shred friendly things. So like Zach Wild does a lot of stuff where he plays the same three notes like that. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he'll go to the next string and do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, goof that up. So stuff like that is kind of what I'm going to be building you towards, what I build a lot of people towards. Because when you can do stuff like that, crazy fast tempos, then you're in shred territory, and then you can take all the principles you learn to do that and apply it to anything. So the other thing is, so I call those Zach sixes, and then we have Paul Gilbert stuff. So Gilbert sixes. He will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just straight up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that string we just ended on, he starts the next 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Damn it. I find those to be more difficult because of how we're changing strings, a little bit different than the Zach sixes. However, so Gilbert sixes I'm able to pick better because of like how we leave the strings on a downstroke versus the Zach sixes we're leaving it on an upstroke, which is anyway that gets into the whole pick slanting and string escape territory. So what we can do, maybe we should do this next, is start doing the hammer-on pull-off training that I do with a lot of people now. And basically it's doing those patterns I just played, but not picking it yet. Kind of stuff like that. So, I mean, eventually I wanted to get to that. I just wanted to get those fingers moving, and did we start with eighth notes? I think we may have done that at one point. I don't remember. Yeah, anyway. So we should probably start throwing in more repetitions, but I need to look back at some stuff we've done. Hold on a second. There's that last one. Let's just open up everything. Right, we started getting rhythmic, so you could hear things better. And you were doing very well with that. Okay, I remember that. You were, yeah. So you definitely were getting those down very well. All right, then we switched over to that 1 and 2E and a 3 and 4. 1E and a 2E and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2E and a 3E and a 4 and. Okay. Alright, and then I think 160 is where you actually played this really well. And then after that, things started to fall apart, and that's why we did that. Okay. Alright. Now I'm back on track with what we're doing. So probably should do other rhythmic things with the 16th notes for the hammer-ons pull-offs because that worked really well with the 8th notes. I think what I was going for here is just trying to help you get a grip on playing nothing but 16ths. Okay. Alright, so there's plenty of stuff we can do. Yeah. So because you want to keep working on that, the same thing, definitely let's do that. Goodness, this is a 15-minute video already. Yeah, to answer that question, should you start at 160 or work up to it? If you can do 160 for the video next week, do that. If you want to work it up, go ahead and do that too. Ideally, if you could do it at 160 right away, that's what we want. Don't go beyond that though. 160 is the cap. Do more repetitions at 160 if need be. If you want to push yourself further, do more. So yeah, instead of just doing that, do it 3 times through. Do it 4 times through. So if you can start pushing the repetitions, that would really be beneficial. Anyway, let's continue on here. Got like almost a minute and a half left.
So you can see different speeds. That's the first one. The second one, I noticed that again that's still the strength in my fingers and my arm is just not where I need it to be. I wanted to ask your opinion on this.
I've used one before. Like, I'm very much into weight training. I do it all I'm very passionate about lifting. So anything that would improve your strength, I'm all about, and I don't see that being a bad thing at all. So use that thing or the other one you ordered. And yeah, see how it goes. Like, if your forearm is stronger, I mean, that's basically what it is. It's the forearm strength that allows you to do all that stuff. Getting the forearm stronger, getting the grip strength stronger should benefit you. But is it really the strength or is it the endurance stuff? Because you're able to fret things. So I don't think it's really a strength issue. It's an endurance issue. So doing the higher repetitions, like I just mentioned, that could help. Doing a lot of reps with the grip thing, that can certainly help. I wouldn't just do the left hand though. I get both because this would be weird. You have like a really strong left hand or left arm, but your right's weak. That would bug me. So yeah. But yeah, it can definitely work. Definitely could work. If you do any weight training stuff, just doing grip strength where you just practice holding really heavy weight for see like how long you can hold something for a minute. You know, pick a weight where you got to stand there for a minute and don't drop it. And then once you can hold a specific weight for a minute, then you try like 5 or 10 more pounds, or I don't know what the kilogram conversion is, but basically just try a little bit more, and then try a little bit more. That could help. That could help for sure. And that'll push the endurance as well. So the grip strength will go up, and the endurance will go up because you're doing it for a longer period of time, more and more. So yeah, that thing right there that you're holding up, very well could be a good idea. I can't say if I really benefited from using one before. I used to use it, but like, did it really help? I don't know. I don't think it really did much of anything for me. But again, it's the endurance that needs to get pushed, not so much the strength.
This one a long while ago, but I didn't really use it because it's still, even though it's light tension, it's still a bit too, too strong for me, the tension. So I ordered extra light tension, um, so I can improve my my finger strength.
I don't know if the one you're holding does what I'm thinking of, but one I've had before, like you're able to adjust the tension on it. So if that one you're holding right there, or the one you just ordered, if it doesn't have adjustable tension, you might want to look into that. I think Planet Waves is what made the one I'm thinking of. Planet Waves.
While working or doing other stuff, so I don't need a guitar to get these muscles going. I just wanted to know your opinion on these. If you think they're good, or if you can recommend something better. Yeah, any input would be appreciated. So, yeah, not an ideal reboot or whatever you want to call it, comeback. But hey, I'm eager to hear your thoughts. And yeah, have a good one. I hope you're doing fine. And yeah, see you soon.
All right. Well, there we go. Hopefully, well, that was good enough answers for you. Yeah, just let me know what you think. Or if you have any questions, whatnot. But so yeah, next week, go ahead and submit the same material. If you can do it 160 cold, great. If you need to work it up, that's okay. And then yeah, probably should get back into more rhythmic stuff to train the ear more and more. All right, this video it's a long one. So ending it here. Any questions, let me know. I'll see you again in your next video.